Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for future videos. Thank you.
Hey, what's up guys? Houston here, and today I want to talk to you guys that are considering to become an owner operator in your own business. You don't finally put in the time, you got the money, and you're ready to start to become your owner operator. So you say, okay, my first year I'm projecting that I'm gonna make about $180,000. So that's what you're projecting you're gonna make. Now, you're going to be leasing your truck, right? Your truck and your trailer. So your truck and trailer, brand new, average cost is going to be about $2,500 a month, which totals about $30,000 a year, right? So you're subtracting that $180,000, you're subtracting that $30,000 from that $180,000. So that brought your profits down to $150,000. Now, what about fuel costs? So your average fuel cost is going to be about $70,000. Most truckers, sometimes the numbers fluctuate, but average is about $5,800 a month. Sometimes it's lower than that, just depends on the market. But at the same time, let's just say that you're paying $5,800 a month for fuel times 12, that's going to give you $70,000. Okay? Now remember, as a trucker, 70% of your income anyway is going toward the operating of the truck anyway. So this is a new truck and trailer as that. So as an owner operator, you're factoring all this. Now, your maintenance fees, your maintenance fees, toll road fees, your tires and stuff. Again, it's a brand new truck. You still have fees and stuff that's going to fluctuate, but just say that you're spending about $25,000 a year. So you're spending about $25,000 a year in maintenance fees, tires, and everything. So that brought you down to about $55,000. Okay. Now you still have your insurances, different insurances you're required to have for operating the vehicle. So your average insurances may cost you about $6,500 a year. Again, these numbers are going to fluctuate up and down, but this is a fictitious company, a brand new company that did its first year and looking at the numbers. Okay, so that left you with $48,500. Now, this is the operating side of the vehicle. Now we're going to get into other expenses for it's going to be directly tied to you as the owner operator. Now, out of that $48,500, you're going to take $7,000 and you're going to max out your health savings account because you have a family that you have to provide health insurance for, right? And a lot of truckers, they're opting out of health insurance because they actually aren't making that much money. Okay, and so if they have health insurance, then they can't pay the rent or mortgage, right? So they're in a very uncompromising position. But if you stick with me, this formula works for any type of owner-operator business, okay? Now, you done paid the $7,000 to maximize your health savings account for your family. Then you had an IRA set up, your retirement account set up, right? So you maximize that, you put $6,000 in it. So that left you with $35,500. Now, you still don't have any health insurance, so you decide to get a health insurance policy. Now, understanding that a lot of truckers, because it's a high-risk occupation, there are pooling companies around that help you with the premiums to get you health insurance and everything. But at the same time, as a new business, just say that for a family, health insurance, you're paying about $6,000 for a year. So that's what, about $4,500 or something like that for health insurance. So let's bring this down. Now you have $29,500. Now on the road, you still have to stay in hotels in case of overlays. You still have your food that you have to buy, your clothes and stuff. So just say conservatively, you spend about $5,500 on that. So these are costs, operating costs, again, for under the company. Now, so that left you with $24,000. Now pay attention to this. So this $24,000, you're going to actually pay yourself. And the reason you're going to pay it yourself, so that way the first year, even though you made $180,000 in operating the company, you won't be paying any taxes on the corporation. Now that $24,000 you're going to pay yourself a salary because you're trying to buy a house, right? So you pay yourself this $24,000. And because you have a family of 4, guess what's happening? Now, because you have a family that you're providing for, you still get all your tax credit and everything, which would more likely, because the $24,000 is under the poverty level, you're going to get a tax refund on the personal credit side. See, these are things that a lot of people, well, I have an LLC in my corporation and all this. Bullshit. Let me tell you something. Excuse me if I offend anybody. But the thing about it, if you set the corporation up, not only are you more likely not going to pay any taxes legally, and you don't have to hide anything. We hadn't even talked about the mileage right. We haven't talked about none of that stuff that you still can write off. So this is just the basic foundation of operating a trucking company. This is the reason why I tell you to set up the corporation. Another reason, again, 1, you're saving on taxes. Number 2, you're completely separating the company from you as an individual. So that way, if a liability, Lord forbid, a liability is created, guess what? They're not going to be coming after your retirement plan. They're not going to be coming after your home or your other personal assets because it was that liability created under the corporation. Another thing, by you having all that money paid to your corporation, that's building up your business credit, your bank statements, your financial statements, your business bank rating. Now, going into that second year, if you decide, hey, I want to put another truck on the road, you have the financial documents already in place to show, hey, this is what the company did. This is what all our overall expenses are. Like I said, even if you didn't want to pay yourself a salary and then pay tax so they could show that you are operating in the positive, at the same time, with having all those documents created for you, now you're able to go get another truck on the road. See, a lot of people are not explaining this. They're like, oh, I'll show you how to set up an LLC for your trucking. But at the same time, you have to factor in this. Everybody's telling you about setting up an LLC. They're not talking about a health savings account. They're not talking about your investment accounts. They're not talking about writing off your health insurance. A lot of you all are driving around with no health insurance. And you all know I've been working around truckers a long time. And one of the things that I found out, one of the biggest things in the trucking industry is they end up with diabetes. So when you go to a TA and a pilot, you go to the doctor. If you have high blood sugar, you have to park that truck, right? So now, if you get sick, this truck isn't on the road, you're not making any money. However, now that if you separate the company from you as the individual, having all that money paid to the company, now you have documentation to be able to go raise more capital, get another truck on the road. So when you get sick, you have another truck out there that's still bringing in capital to continue paying the bills. So I hope that this helps you. And like I said, if you want to learn more about how to properly set up the corporation so that it's separated from you, but to be able to legally not pay taxes because you're under a corporation and to have the better benefits, then click the link below and set up a consultation. Let Three-Way Funding help you set up that new corporation so that you're operating. Now, we hadn't talked about Dun & Bradstreet or Paydex score and everything like that. Also, when you set that corporation up, open up that business bank account, another thing that you have to consider is get a business credit card. The reason is it's going to help you again. It's going to be reporting to the business credit bureaus. It will help you build up your business credit much faster so you can get qualified for more funding. So that way, in case of any other maintenance and everything. But at the same time, it's also when you having to buy stuff, you don't have to keep up with all of these different receipts. So you don't have to keep up with those receipts because everything is a transaction under the business credit card. So now everything's in record form. That way when it's time to do your taxes, you don't have to worry about what did I do with this receipt, what did I do with that receipt. We didn't even talk about fuel surcharges or none of that. But just showing you guys that this can happen for you. So if you want to learn more, click the link below. Thank you.